The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees is urging European nations to let in hundreds of migrants. They've been rescued from the Mediterranean by humanitarian boats, including one owned by street artist Banksy. Megan Williams is tracking the story for us from Rome. Megan, thanks as always for joining us. Let's talk about why Banksy is involved in migrant rescue boats.
Well, as you know, some of Banksy's most renowned street art is in support of migrants. And so he contacted one of the most renowned migrant captains in the Mediterranean, Pia Klemp, a German captain, who had a lot of legal troubles last year in particular, where Italy pressed charges against her for running her migrant rescue ship. The charges were dropped, but Banksy got in touch with her and said he thought she was a badass and that he couldn't keep the money conscionably that he earned from the migrant murals and that he wanted to help her. So a ship that has been named after 19th century French anarchist feminist Louise Michel launched from Spain last week, and since then rescued 220 people. Now, 49 of those people this morning were offloaded to the tiny Italian island of Lampedusa, which is actually closer to Africa than it is to Sicily. But 170 of those people still remain at sea. They were transferred from the Louise Michel to Sea-Watch 4, which is one of the very few rescue boats that remain in the Mediterranean after there was a sort of a campaign against them by European countries. Now, Sea-Watch 4 has more than 350 people aboard, and it's appealing to anyone it can, Malta, Spain, Italy, any of the Mediterranean countries, to open their ports and let the people in. But so far, that hasn't happened.
All right, let's talk a little more, Megan, about the UNHCR and its concerns.
Well, the concerns are that international treaties say that countries such as Italy, Spain, all the EU countries, Libya is not included, is not a safe port. They've signed the Geneva Convention. They take in refugees or people who are seeking asylum. And there's also the sea of the law of the sea, where people who are supposed to rescue people in distress and take them to the closest, safest port. Of course, COVID-19 has complicated matters recently. Italy is still taking in some people, but there has been resistance, concern over infection, even though the infection rate of migrants is negligible. Most of the infected migrants in Italy get infected once they arrive here. But there's also been a shift to the right on this issue in Italy. There's been the far right campaigning against migrants, and the understandable concern amongst countries such as Italy and Malta and Greece that they're taking in a disproportionate number of migrants. A lot of the migrants haven't stayed here, but nonetheless, that the burden to rescue these people who are escaping torture camps in Libya remains on the countries that obviously have a lot of coastline with the Mediterranean Sea.
Thanks for this, Megan. Megan Williams reporting in Rome.
John.